Okay, so in this video, I'm going to share with you how you go about calculating based on how much you have invested, much you expect from a given bond. So to do that, I'll share two documents that are issued by the Bank of Zambia. The first document is an invitation. So what you can see in the screen, this is an invitation um, to the members of the public for application for government bonds. This is issued by the Bank of Zambia on behalf of the government of the Republic of Zambia. The other document that I want to show you is the results, the bond auction results. Once the auction has happened and the results are out, what document is sent, is published by the Bank of Zambia. Okay, so let's get back to the invitation. So this is an example invitation. Some of you may have seen this document, an invitation like this in the print media, in the Daily Mail, for example, and the other newspapers, daily newspapers. There's a version of it that is published on the Bank of Zambia website. This is what I'm showing you on the screen. So this particular one reads, the Bank of Zambia on behalf of the government of the Republic of Zambia invites applications for government bond auction. The number is given to be held on that date. So they even basically tell you when the auction will be, obviously, and then basically they invite you to submit your applications. So on this invitation, which is also called a bond prospectus, they will state all the bonds on offer, the different tenors. Like we mentioned in my previous video, episode number 1. If you've not looked at it, you can go back to it. Bonds are issued with different tenors. So there's one for 2 years, there's one for 3 years, 5 years, 12 years, 14 years, 10 years. Okay. Sorry, where did I get the 12? It's 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and 15 years. So for each of these bonds, if you go for the 2-year bond, you're basically lending money to the government for a period of 2 years. If you go for the 10-year bond, you're lending money to the government for a period of 10 years. Pretty simple. So there's a whole lot of things on these documents. There are even conditions down here. But for our purposes today, I want us to limit ourselves to these terms. So there's tenor. Tenor basically means the length of time that you are lending the money to the government. So the bond tenor is that period, stated in terms of years. The coupon rate is an interest rate that will be applied. So basically, this is an interest rate that you'll be getting on your bond per year. It is calculated per year. We'll see how that actually goes. So if you can see, the lower the number of years, the lower the interest rate, obviously. So for a 2-year bond, for this particular auction, the rate was 9%. For the 7-year bond, it was 12%. For the 15-year bond, it was 14%, and so on and so forth. So the longer the tenor, the higher the rate. These coupon rates are pretty constant. They have been constant for the period that I've been investing in government bonds, which is like over 2 years. So yeah, that's about the tenor. The other thing that I want you to see on this document is the maturity date. So the maturity date is the length of time from the bond auction date or the bond settlement date um, to the end of the tenor. So the bond settlement date, when it says settlement will be on a Monday, the auction will be on a Thursday, settlement will be the following Monday. Basically, they're saying you auction on this date and then you're awarded on Thursday, 22nd June. But the money from your account will be deducted on Monday, June 26th. So this is when big boys will get the money that you have lent them, from the bank account that you are using for investing. Okay, so the maturity date is basically 10 years from the time that you lent the money to it's in this particular case, sorry, it's 2 years from the time that you lent them the money. For the 7-year bond, the maturity date you've seen is 7 years from this date, and so on and so forth. So the maturity date is the date when you get back your money, the face value of the bond. I will get into details what face value means. Then the other thing that I want you to see is the coupon date. So there are three payments. There are two types of payments that you get from a bond. The first one is the money that you get at the end of the tenure for the bond. So for a 2-year bond, it's the money that you get from Bank of Zambia after 2 years. If we went for a 7-year bond, it's the money that you get from them after 7 years, and so on and so forth. And then there are coupons that are given to you. So these are the interest that you get on your bond. This is where the percentages come in. Again, I'll show you exactly what that is. But you will be every year for example, for the 2-year bond, after 2 years, there's the face value amount that you get out. I will get into details as what face value is. But between now and that maturity date when you get your face value, there are coupons that you'll be getting, and these you get them twice in a year. So these are payments that you get twice in a year. So it's interest that you get at 9% for a 2-year bond, at 12% for a 7-year bond, and so on and so forth. There's a whole lot of other things on this document, but let's leave it here. And maybe before we leave, there is something that I also want you to see. The coupon interest will be subject to 15% withholding tax and handling fee of 1%. The discount interest is not subject to withholding and handling. I'll explain what those. But basically what they are saying here is on the coupons that you get, which you get twice every year for the length of that bond, those are subject to withholding tax and handling fee. But the amount that you get at the end of the bond is not subject to handling fee. So again, we have looked at the tenor, we have looked at the coupon rate, the maturity date, and the coupon date. That's what I want you to see for you here. So this was an invitation. Let's go to the results for that particular invitation. So the results for that particular invitation looks like this. Again, there's a whole lot of jargon here, but what I want you to focus, of course, there's tenor here, there's 2-year bond, these are the results, 3-year bond, these are the results, all the way up to 15 years. What I want you to focus on is this field called cut off bid price. So the cut-off bid price, it's the cost of the bond to you per 100 kwacha of the face value. What do I mean by that? So for a 2-year bond, okay, for every 84 kwacha that you give Bank of Zambia, they will give you 100 kwacha. So it's like you lend them 84 kwacha, and then after 2 years they give you 100 kwacha. This is what it means. So these prices are per 100 kwacha. So it's this column. Sorry, it's this column 85 cut-off bid price. So for every 85.4213 that you give to Bank of Zambia, they will give you 100 kwacha. That's for a 2-year bond. For a 3-year bond, for every 74 kwacha, they promise to give you a 100 kwacha after 3 years. For every 62 kwacha you give them, they will give you 100 kwacha after 5 years, and so on and so forth. So if you've seen, the cost reduces with the length of time, which makes sense. So the longer you lend the government money, the higher the profit, so to speak. Because in this particular case for a 15-year bond, you are giving them 51 kwacha and they are giving you 100 kwacha after 15 years. The difference between that 100 kwacha and 51 kwacha is the discount. So these are the unit prices for a 100 kwacha. So when you are lending to the government through the bond auctions, the cost, the way that bond is costed, it's costed per 100 kwacha. The unit price is 100 kwacha. Okay, so it's almost like Bank of Zambia is telling you, or is it the government through Bank of Zambia, they're telling you, after so many years, we'll give you 100 kwacha for this price. So what is being deducted from you in this particular case for a 10-year bond is a 50 kwacha 0.8002. But so this is your investment, and out of this investment, you are getting 100 kwacha after 10 years face value. Okay, so we'll leave it at this. We'll see exactly how this pricing works. Then obviously at the end, we have the coupon rates, which I talked about. So again, on this form, there's a whole lot of things happening here, but I want you to concentrate on tenor, which is the length of the bond, the period in which you are lending government the money, the cutoff price. This is the cost per 100 kwacha, and then the coupon rate. This is the interest that is used to calculate your coupons, which come twice every year. So how does this all works? I'll bring up my Excel. So if you remembered what we've been talking about, there was the tenor, which is the length of the bond. So we'll go for a 10-year bond. Then there is the coupon rate. The coupon rate is the interest rate per year that will be used to calculate your interest for your coupons. So for a 10-year bond, let's just see how much is it. For a 10-year bond, it's 13%. So this is 13%. Then, of course, there is your maturity date. We know what your maturity date is. Then there is I want you to, I'm introducing you to this word face value. So your face value is an amount that you will get after the tenor. So for this bond, this 10-year bond, for this 10-year bond, how much are you going to get after 10 years is the face value. So for our calculations, we'll assume that we want after 10 years to get 100,000 kwacha. Okay? We want to get 100,000 kwacha after 10 years. Then cut-off bid price for a 10-year bond after these results, how much was it? It was 50.8002 for this particular month. 50.8002. This was the cut-off price. This is per 100 kwacha. So basically what this means is Bank of Zambia is saying our price for this bond will be this. What they're telling you is if you give us 50.8002, we'll credit you with 100 kwacha face value. But what you want in this particular bond is 100,000 kwacha face value. So let's do some like direct proportional mathematics. So if 50.8002 is the cost per 100 kwacha face value, but we want to invest for a face value of 100,000 kwacha. Again, 100,000 kwacha is the face value, and the face value is what you get after the tenor, after the period of the bond. In this particular case, after 10 years. So we are trying to find x. So we'll do simple mathematics. Let's see if we still remember our simple arithmetic from school. So we multiply this and then you divide this. So yeah, something like this. So basically, this would be the cost. I'll put it in red. This will be the cost in kwacha terms. So if Bank of Zambia is saying the cost per 100 kwacha is 50, you give us 50 kwacha, we give you 100 kwacha. If instead you want to be credited with 100,000 kwacha face value, then you need to spend this. Okay, so this becomes your cost and this becomes your face value. So what that means is that on the settlement date, let's go back to on the settlement date. The bond auction will happen on June 22. If you bid that you want a bond for 100,000 kwacha, on the settlement date, which will be the following Monday, on the settlement date, what they will get from your account, what you will invest is 50,000 kwacha. You will basically lend 50,800.20 to the government. And with this investment, you will get a bond of 100,000 kwacha. This 100,000 kwacha you get at the end of the tenor. So you will get it on the maturity date. You will get it on this date. Sorry, if you went for this bond, you get it. You can see this bond was for June 26, 2023. After 10 years, this is the maturity date. So again, you invest a bond, you invest 50,000 kwacha 800. After 10 years, they are promising you that they're giving you 100,000 kwacha. But that is not all. If you see, there is also coupon dates. So meaning that between now, June 2023 and June 2033, every 26th December and every 26th June, you will be getting coupons. So the coupons, the way they are calculated, it's a percentage of the face value. So in this particular case, it will be 13% of the face value. So let's go back to our Excel. So this is 13%. So it will be 13% of the face value. So the percentage again is 13. This is percent. Sorry, 13%. So 13% of the face value. So let's calculate. Wow. 13% of the face value. So it's 13%. So for your coupons, per annum, the way they will be calculating, it will be 13% of the face value. Sorry, let's do that again. 13 divided by 100 multiplied by this. So this is per annum. This is per year. Per year you'll be getting a coupon of this much, but it is paid in installments, in 6 months installments. So you basically just divide this by 2 to get your coupon. So your coupon, this is pay. This coupons is annual. Sorry about that. So this coupon is per year. So every 6 months you'll be getting. You basically divide this by 2, right? You basically divide this by 2. 6,500. But again, I think you saw that there is a 1% administration fee. What did they call it? There's 1% handling fee and 15% withholding tax. There's a particular way they calculate this, but I'll do it in the most basic, just the most basic level. This will be a rough estimate. I'll just remove 16% from here, which will be what? So I will say, so we remove 16%. That's 16%, meaning that the actual coupon that you'll be getting will be this minus that. So this is the actual coupon net coupon per month that we'll be getting. Now, this is a very rough estimate. They don't actually remove 16%. They likely first remove maybe 1%, and then with what remains, they remove a 15%. But I think for ease, just for ease of calculation, I have just removed 16%. So yes, 16% gives you that. So what do we have here? It's a 10-year bond at a coupon rate of 13. The cutoff bid price is this. You want to invest for a bond for 100,000 kwacha. It will cost you 50,800 at this price. Okay, so you will invest this and then you will get a bond of 100,000 kwacha. But this money, 100,000 kwacha, is the first value. The first value, you only get it after the length of the bond. So after 10 years, that's when you get this money. But between now and that maturity date, when you get the 100,000 kwacha, every 6 months, you'll be getting 5,460, roughly that amount. That's like a net. So since this is every 6 months, so you will get 20 of these. Let's stretch it a bit. So you will get 20 for the length of the bond. You will get 20 of these. So meaning that the total coupons that you get are 1,900, 109,200. Grand total from your investment will be what? Do you guys know where I'm getting at? Your first value plus your total coupons. So you invest 50,800, and after grand total, and after 10 years, the amount that you'll have gotten from this bond, if you don't do anything else, if you don't reinvest, you just get this money and use it for something else, what you will get from this bond is 209,200 kwacha, no less than this amount. So basically, you have grown your investment by a factor of what? Almost 3.7 or something like that. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Certainly, this is an option that is available for you for growing your bond. Tell me what you think.